I'm Ben, and I'm here today looking at this, which is the JuniorVerb Deluxe Plus from Waverley Instruments. You may have seen that I did a video on the JuniorVerb Deluxe. Well, this is the next kind of step in that amp sim. If you've not seen the previous video, there's a link to it below. I recommend you watch it first because I talk through the setup and everything. It's very straightforward. But today we're just going to dive straight into to the pedal. Sorry, the amplifier. So I'm going to start a new session up here so we can come in from the default, open up my library and drag that in. I'm zoomed in at the moment. There's a zoom control up here, which I forgot to mention in the last video. But the setup is exactly the same. Audio source left, goes to input left, output left, goes to left up here, and right goes to right up here. All right. And so this is the default setting. Lovely. I went through kind of all of this side of the amp in the last video. So today I'm just going to concentrate on the right hand side, because this is where it gets really interesting in terms of the extra bits that you can tweak and the options that you have. So to do that, I'm going to turn the tremolo off for now, turn the reverb off, and turn the room control down. Turn my buzz kill on because it's still my magical thing. And we're going to look at this, which is the speaker options. So this works with the cab simulator. The stock speaker is the 10-inch sound with a US character. Basically, these kind of all of these change the EQ curve, so the EQ response of the cab simulator to match, similar speakers of those specs. So we'll start with the 8-inch and work our way up. So this is the 8-inch US. So what I'm going to do first, just boost my gain a little bit here. It's worth mentioning that every time you boost your gain, you might want to turn your main outputs down a bit to balance, to compensate for it. So that's our dry 8-inch speaker sound, which sounds great. Let's see the UK one. So it's a real, you can hear that kind of mid-range change there. Let's listen to the 10. So the US stock one. And the UK. It's totally got that, again, that kind of low mid thing happening. 12-inch US. 12-inch UK. So horses for courses, really. Depends what kind of sound you're after for the song or the track that you're working on. I'm going to leave it on the stock 10-inch US for now, which is this, because I like that. That's a good one. Next down here, we've got the boost option. So I spoke about this in the previous video. The kind of default boost is like a Tube Screamer-esque boost, which sounds like this when you engage it. So it does that kind of, again, that mid-range thing that Tube Screamers do. If I do the drive option, it's more like just giving more gain to a tube amp. So, well, I'll show you. So this is with it off. I'll turn it on. Turn it up a bit, maybe. So it just gives it a bit more juice, really, but doesn't colour it quite so much as the pedal option. So that's my preferred boost now, for what that's worth. Now the breakup option is really cool, between Silverface and Tweed kind of sound. So Silverface is the stock. Tweed. It does that kind of 50s amp thing well. Famous kind of Tweed. So Keith Richards always uses Tweeds, I think, or mostly does. Neil Young famously uses Tweed amps. They have a kind of a different breakup character, a bit looser, a bit kind of raunchier, I would say. And for some stuff, it's great, I'm going to leave it on Tweed for now as we go to the Sag control. So Sag is an option in tube amps. Sometimes if you hit the power amp with a big signal from the preamp, like if you've got a big power cord coming through, the power amp kind of takes a second to get enough power. It uses the power in the tubes, and then it has to kind of get more power into the transformer, something like that. I explained it terribly, but what the effect is almost like a compression and recovery time. So you'll hit the chord, the volume will kind of dip, and then it'll come back, much like this. If I turn the amount up and the recovery time down a bit, you should hear what I mean. So here we go. There we go. If I turn the recovery down even more, it'll be much more obvious, much quicker. So there we go. So you can see it kind of, it just creeps back in and gives it more of that kind of tube feel, apart from anything. Personally, I like it around about 25% with a fairly fast recovery time. There we go. That's great. I'm going to leave that turned on as well. Now, the tremolo option, the beautiful tremolo from before is still there. So that's your default option. I'll turn my volume down a little bit for this. But over here in the tremolo kind of options area, there's two things. I'm going to look at this first, the shape knob. You can go all the way around to a triangle wave, which is a nice gentle kind of trem thing, especially at slow speeds with a heavy depth. Which is just wonderful. And at the other side of the shape all the way around is a square wave. So if I turn the depth all the way up on that, you get this. I mean, it's a very strong effect like that, but it's more between those two. You can pretty much get any kind of tremolo sound you would like, I think. And the square wave, if you turn the depth down, there we go. I'm going to keep it on the kind of triangle side, but let's look at this switch. Now, left, right phase. If you're running this as a plugin in your DAW, don't forget to run it as a stereo channel, not a mono channel, because otherwise you won't be able to fully appreciate this. I'm going to turn it on, and you'll see what it does. If you're listening in stereo, of course. If you're not listening in stereo, you'll just have to get some headphones at some point and guess. But it's the left-right phase. Basically, the tremolo is moving from left to right to do with the depth and the speed. So if I turn the speed down and the depth all the way up, let's have a listen. Now, of course, that's a bit extreme, but it's really fun. I'm going to turn the depth down. We'll get that shape a little bit more like that. How's this? So you can get some very cool, very, very cool kind of stereo tremolo panning effects really, really easily on that. As well as it being a traditional tremolo. I'm going to switch it back to traditional trem now and turn it off because we're going to talk about the reverb options. Now, The reverb is still there from before. It's beautiful, except we've got this size option. So that's basically the size of the tank. So we'll turn it up to about halfway. We've got the medium tank is what you have as the default one. The large, which is larger. My personal favorite, the small. It's a really nice little, means you can turn the depth up a bit, or you know, the amount up a bit more. But when you turn the amount up, sometimes the top end gets in the way. So you can use the tone knob, which is basically a kind of high roll off. You can take some of the tone out, which works. It's just so useful. So you can have even more. So if I put it on the medium setting, take the tone all the way off and turn the reverb up high, like this. That might be a bit too much. Just by tweaking these two controls. Leave it on the long. So it just makes the reverb really flexible. I am going to keep it on the short tank. This is the order as well, so you can put the reverb before the tremolo or the reverb after the tremolo. I'm going to put it after. Turn the tremolo back on, of course, would help to demonstrate this, wouldn't it? So for that, basically, you're choosing whether you want to have your, with the stereo phase thing going as well, the left-right phase thing, you're choosing whether you want your reverb to be panned as well. Oh no, it's still, the reverb is still mono. That's cool. That's very cool. Okay. The room control is the same as it was in the previous one. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's great. I'm going to turn the reverb down a bit, put my room control up, small room again. The room control is so good. I just get carried away with it. It sounds so good. This has also got an effects loop. Okay, I'll just show you what that does quickly, but it does exactly what you would expect an effects loop to do. So let me find something. There's a chorus. I know there's a chorus in here somewhere. Can't find it now, can I? Obviously. All right. I'm going to use the, there we go, the OK Chorale. That's the one I was after. Library here. So the effects loop works just as you would think. So it comes out of there, left and right, or left. I think it works either way. And then the return goes back left and right. You can have it kind of, yeah, between the preamp and where you can choose where it goes, basically. So I'm going to turn it on. That's a bit much, but So yeah, and you can switch it off there, and if you've got MIDI controller, you can use that. You can assign it really easily. So yeah, the effects loop is a really handy thing to have. But this amp sim is really great. The JuniorVerb Deluxe was wonderful. Having these extra options is really nice. I really like the option of the stereo phase, the kind of left-right phase on the tremolo, the small setting, and the Tweed breakup is. Well, I mean, it's all useful basically. Don't forget to click like and subscribe. There's all the links to all this stuff down below. You can find Waverley Instruments, cherryaudio, who make Voltage Modular, this platform that I'm using, as well as links to my website and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to play you out, and I'm going to be doing a lot more videos on the Waverley Instrument kind of guitar effects like you just saw me use there, the OK Chorale and all the others soon. So keep an eye out on my channel. I'm going to, for now, put myself in a medium room. Turn the tone down, turn my reverb up, my tremolo depth happening on a slightly less rounded shape. See how this sounds. All right, tune back in soon.